Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations where we generally look at one or another lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the daily office lectionary. And I thought we'd continue on in our Gospel of St. Mark, which is assigned for morning prayer, the second lesson for morning prayer. We're still in the first chapter, and really Mark is giving us a wonderful introduction to the ministry of Jesus Christ by doing all sorts of amazing healings of various people and teaching about the coming of the kingdom. And in fact, much of the healing also has to do with casting out demons. Today, we hear a story about Jesus healing a leper. And we get a very curious thing that Jesus says to the leper after he is healed. Chapter 1, beginning at verse 40. And there came a leper to him, beseeching him, and kneeling down to him, and saying unto him, If thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus, moved with compassion, put forth his hand and touched him, and saith unto him, I will, be thou clean. And as soon as he had spoken, immediately the leprosy departed from him, and he was cleansed. And he straitly charged him, and forthwith sent him away, and saith unto him, Seeing thou say nothing to any man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priest, and offer for thy cleansing those things which Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. But he went out and began to publish it much, and to blaze abroad the matter, insomuch that Jesus could no more openly enter into the city, but was without in desert places. And they came to him from every quarter. Okay, so if you've been healed with leprosy, right, which would in Jesus' time and in the writing of the gospel time, would have really been a word that encompassed all sorts of ailments of the skin, not just what we currently call leprosy, but various things of the skin, which would have made people very much afraid of the contagion factor for them. You were an outcast, and so it is that you were removed from polite company. That being said, it was the priests, the people in the synagogue who offered, or the temple who offered the sacrifices, who were the ones who made the decision that in fact you were unclean because of the fear of contagion and infection to all of those in the community. So if your skin suddenly develops some sort of weird lesions, there you are cast out for the protection of everybody else around you. And so it is that the man uses the expression, if thou wilt, I can be clean, right? In other words, the idea of his uncleanness is done away with by Jesus, more than just healing, but the sense of him being made clean and admitted to society. But here's a guy whose life has been completely turned upside down, and he's been cast out. He's an outsider now because of the skin ailment. Jesus tells him, go do the sacrifices Moses commanded and show yourself to the priest, but don't tell anybody. How in the world do you not tell people, right? You're suddenly going to appear in your house and go, look, skin's all better. I can come home. I got a writ from the priest. I made the sacrifices and he did the examination and he said, you're clean. I can be readmitted to society. And they say, oh my gosh, what happened? I can't tell you. I mean, obviously, he is going to be boasting about what God has done to him in his mercy. It seems almost unfathomable that he would not tell people. But the reality is that this news, as he published this abroad, and as the word got out that he healed a man from leprosy, certainly now everybody who has a physical need is going to go to Jesus. Now, on one hand, that's a very good thing because he's obviously people are beginning to believe that there's something special about Jesus, that he can heal, right? And he can make somebody clean. So that's certainly something God is doing in him. But on the other hand, what's going to happen is people are going to put the rush on him, right? He can no longer go from town to town and hang out in the city because people are crushing up against him and trying to get stuff from him, right? And so Jesus, in order to not only heal but also to teach about the kingdom, has to do it in desert places so that people can come out to him and he can handle the bigger crowds, right? And so it becomes a whole new dynamic of what his public ministry is going to be all about. Today's Thursday. And so on Thursday, we have Holy Communion at 10:30. We have Adoration at 10 o'clock, Holy Communion at 10:30, and Benediction immediately following. But we do not have public recitation of evening prayer today because of a family conflict of schedule, but I hope that you will pray evening prayer at home on your own, as I will, as when I finish my family activity. And I hope that your Thursday is full of blessings.